And a fantastic result last night takes us 4 points clear at the top of the JD Cymru Premier. Does that result last night show the desire and determination of your players to succeed in those horrendous conditions in which the game was played?
Yeah, it was very difficult, and it just follows on, Nick, from the pattern of games for me over the last few months. We've been exceptional leading into the game at TNS, where we lost 2-1, which was an absolute travesty. It's carried on from then, and like I say, we've gone 8-0, we've won the cup, we've gone 1-0, 4-0, 1-0. So we're in a rich vein of form. There's an incredible energy in the changing room. The boys are absolutely buoyant at the moment, and long may that continue, because they're doing a lot of things right, and they deserve a lot of credit. That credit comes at the end of the season, and now's not the time to be doing talking. We have to just carry on what we've been doing, one game at a time. And as I said to them after the game, we went to Park Hall. We took so much from that game. The boys grew in stature and belief. The average age of our team was 24, theirs was nearly 30. And again last night, the average age of our team was 24 and theirs was 26. So, there's so many things that are promising going forward. And it was a thoroughly great night, for everyone connected with the club.
A fantastic result, and great for also Craig Curran personally. 2 goals in 2 games now for him. That's a fantastic start to his time at D-side for us.
Absolutely, he was magnificent. Very, very good. Barry, very, very good last week, and just really pleased with his all-round contribution and the way he carries himself. You can see the man's had a fantastic career, and still young. Still just turned 30, so much still left to offer.
Following the game last night, obviously Scott Rusco spoke to TNS TV and made a few slightly derogatory comments about ourselves. He spoke similarly after the Bala game. Do you think he sort of continued that in his post-match interview last night?
I think it could be put down to pressure. I think the messages from the Welsh family last night and today, it's probably upset a lot more people than what had upset me. It doesn't surprise me one bit anymore. What was said after the Bala game left a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm sure it did the Bala players and manager. I known Colin a long time. For them boys to work all day, turn up, when TNS have had the pre-match meal in the afternoon and a little kip, for them to turn up and give everything they had on the night, to die on the pitch and dare to take a point off TNS, then they get ridiculed and belittled and called boys, like I say, I've been in the league, and when I think of the characters in that team, Sean Smith, who I've worked with, Johnny Spittle, Chris Venables, the outstanding player over the last decade, for them to be talked about in that manner is just disrespectful. It goes back to the comments earlier on the season when they lost a game of football, and it was just straight away, it doesn't matter, we'll win the league. That's a disdain, again, for every other team in the league. Would you hear Neil Lennon, Steven Gerrard coming out after a couple of games and say it doesn't matter, we'll win the league? It's just the height of disrespect for everything about the Welsh League, and and going forward, it makes it more interesting, because, like I say, that lack of respect for the players and for other football clubs who dare to turn up and try and have a go at TNS. Their next game at home against Barry, when I think of Kane McLagan, Luke Cooper, the lad Greening, Cottrell, these aren't boys that are going to turn up and just roll over. But they will know if they do something there, they'll be disrespected like the rest of us. Carnarvon, Jay Crowther, Gaz Edwards, Gareth Evans, Darren Thomas, I think them players are just going to turn up and roll over because TNS are in town. No, they're not. They're going to keep asking questions, and it makes it very interesting because, I think it was said last night, will we win the next 7 games? I think on pro rata at the moment, where there's only losing 2, that's almost, again, the comments last night were saying we'll win every game. We're better than everybody else, and when you stick your chest out like that and give those comments, I understand it. It's a position the man finds himself in under incredible pressure, and he has to show some sort of front, and I can't say anything, Nick, disrespectful about TNS. I can't. They've been the champions for so many years. I've watched them, been envious on so many occasions, spoke about my admiration on many occasions for the spine of the team, Harrison, Spender, Marriott. Edwards, Routledge, Mullin, Chesfiliak, Draper. Them boys have been there for many years and have been a credit to the league. At the minute, they're being let down by a lot of crass talk that's disrespectful to everything else in the league. That's not how I see them players, and I know they've got the ability, the players, to go and win every game left this season. So as I always say, we're just taking it one game at a time. I've got a huge game next week in the Cup. I'm just heading down now to Cardiff Met to watch them. So it's nothing changes, Nick. We just go for one game at a time. Keep humble. Keep respecting the rest of the league, and what will be will be.